Hello and welcome back. Today is Thursday, March the 21st, 2019, and welcome to a rare second edition of the 24 Hours of Bitcoin. It appears we're having a launch delay in Bitcoin, and we're going to jump right into it and take a look and see what's going on with the charts. Right after I finished the video this morning, things were looking fantastic, and immediately we saw some liquidation notifications for some shorts that were being taken out. Posted those on to our Discord chat, and immediately right after those shorts were liquidated, prices started to drop. There was $1 million short liquidated right at the top of that, and prices started to drop. So we're seeing them drop in Ethereum, we're seeing them drop in Stellar Lumens, we're seeing them drop in Litecoin. And when all four of them are doing something in coordination out of a specific pattern, it's time to take notice. So if I drag this chart over, there's the 4-hour views. And I don't have the line drawing charts along the side on this right now. But you can draw in your mind this trend line, a trend line here, a trend line here, a trend line here, and all of these are pressing to break those trend lines with Stellar in the lead. So the purpose of this channel is to be watching for the Bitcoin prices and observe the 3 different main indicators that we're watching each day. So we're watching for, let's clear off all this stuff, because now with a new price movement, all evaluations must be reassessed. So we want to go through these indicators. We want to check out the RSI, we want to check out the on-balance volume, and we want to check out the MACD. Let's clear these off. So here on the 1-year view of the MACD, we're still seeing that the histogram is positive and the yellow is above the red. So green is above the red here. We're still at the top of this 1, 2, 3 formation. Really, in terms of the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, this chart could take its time. It could come back and retest these levels. It could be retesting these levels, and it wouldn't harm the overall turnaround of the uptrend. Unfortunately, we really could delay that much longer. And if we saw, like we saw in 2015, it was months before this bottom formation actually turned around and went somewhere. So we're looking at the moving average, the MACD, moving average, convergence and divergence. I was calling it the wrong name before. And we're seeing prices pull back. They're still within great ranges, no problem, really, no serious problem. It is a top formation all the way along here. So to break below that is not so good. To see these crossovers here is not as good as well. We're in the 15-minute bar. Let's zoom out to the 1-hour bar. We see the crossover and some pretty strong histogram to the negative. On the 4-hour bar, we do also see that crossover occurring right there. So there's the crossover, and it's getting stronger. We can see lower highs here and steady highs here. So there's our divergence that we were looking for earlier, and this is on the 4-hour bar. That's a pretty significant divergence. I love making these videos. They're short. I can go back and review them and see what was I thinking at that time. But right now, let's go back to Bitcoin close up, because we're seeing some heavy rain pouring down right now. Things have broken out of those and heavy. Let's jump into the on-balance volume. Zoom into the 1 day so we can see what's going on and how heavy this actually is compared to the selling from before. It is heavier. Go into the 3-day view. It certainly is heavier than anything we've seen in the last 3 days. Heaviest that we've seen since these bottoms over here. Overall, we're still seeing a on balance positive. And when we start zooming out, then the dump that we're seeing right now isn't big enough to undo what we're seeing on average in the data. So we're still good in the long term, as we're saying, but a little bit of a correction here. And there's definitely some liquidations going on. You can see here a long liquidated $230,000 liquidated. Here's another one, $655,000 liquidated. Crazy. So don't believe everybody who's got money knows what they're doing when they're trading. Here's a $290,000. Here's a $408,000 position liquidated. I'm assuming that if you've got a position that's worth $408,000 or $355,000, you're right on the spot with these. Getting liquidated means that you don't have your risk control rules in place. And that will kill you. You're driving without a seatbelt and no airbags in your car, basically. All right, so let me find my channel here so that I can go and see this live stream. I wasn't prepared to be doing this. I didn't get it set up properly. Now I can check the chat because we're ongoing live right now. This isn't your normal 10-minute stream. I want to observe this as it's unfolding. I want to see what's exactly happening in these indicators as this is happening, just before it's happening. What are the things that I should have noticed this morning as I did the video and was expecting higher prices? Immediately after the video was done, prices started to go down. Right in there is when I did the video. So what is it in the indicators at the very front edge that I should be noticing? This is what I'm investigating now. So as we go into the RSI, looking to see the oversold areas, zooming back to see where was this divergence that I'm always looking for. We're on the 15-minute bars, and there was kind of a divergence there on the 15-minute bars. And we've seen the 15-minute bar divergences make a difference. They steer the ship. 1 hour bars. Kind of a divergence here, I guess, if you're stretching it, but it wasn't deep enough to have caught my attention. Or maybe I did see it on the weekly view and thought that the longer term view was more important. That's going to be fantastic to go back and double check. 4 hour bar. I did see this because I readjusted it and said, oh look, it doesn't look as bad in this different time frame. So this is something to pay more attention to. Awesome. Love getting the data as it's happening. Okay, so now as I'm zooming out to the 12-hour bar view, it's not as strong. It's not looking like there's much strength to this down move right now. And certainly as I move out to the 1-year view, I'm still, this is just a blip in the day bars. It's not a big thing overall yet. But to be watching it unfold and to be cataloging what's going on with these indicators at the time is pretty fantastic. The on-balance volume going down. Watching the MACD indicators losing their crossover and switching fast. So without combining this with the top formations and the indicators, I wouldn't have caught it myself. I wouldn't have taken half of my profits on my stellar trade way up here. I'm still in profit, but I was able to take the profits on that as that was breaking. As I'm watching all of the rest of them break, it's a good time to consider your risk control strategies, your profit taking strategies, your short selling strategies. What do you have for those? Those should be all written down in advance so that when this circumstance comes up, you know what to do automatically. You just do it because you have the belief in it. It doesn't take discipline, it just takes belief. Belief comes with practicing these patterns, seeing them unfold, and then being ready to act on them as they're unfolding, as these trend lines are breaking. I think we've been mentioning this the last few days. As we're going up and prices are against these bottom trend lines, it is a top formation and a breakout formation at the same time. It's high alert time, that's for sure. So now we'll tune in again next time and we'll review tomorrow morning what's going on with these indicators. What did they show us after this move? How did this actually unfold after we came out of these top formations and started coming down? We'll review all of these indicators. And one thing that I've not been doing that I will take time to do now is there have been a couple other high profile guys talking about a big correction in Bitcoin prices. And I thought I'm just going to keep going through my thing and document everything that I'm doing in my trading system, because I want to do this independently. I don't want to be switching my trading plan at the last minute because of somebody else's influence. I want to trade my plan. And so it's written, it's clear, my trading plan, my top formation, my exit signals, my short signals, all of this stuff is clearly written down. And we're watching it being implemented now in real time as things are happening. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see what actually occurs tomorrow, and we'll update you on these 3 different indicators to see what are they telling us and how can we use that for trading in the future. I appreciate you guys being here, tuning in and watching live. This is unexpected. And let's follow up tomorrow and see what's going on with these markets. Cheers, and thanks again. Good luck with all of your Bitcoin trading. Bye for now.